Next time on Adventures in Heels.
And then I was like, oh my God, I got to get an insurance broker to get this. And
now you can go into the tactics and come up with course of action.
Yes. If you Google, things you need to know when you're starting a business, it'll say protect yourself. I'm speaking from experience. Don't do that.
Adventures in Heels, Mondays, twice a month on thebosley.net.
We're having some fun.
My man Junior on the motherfucking beat with some straight up heat.
Kush Hayes Show. Kush Hayes Show. The Kush Hayes Show. The Kush Hayes Show.
Microdose.
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, Old Iron Lung, coming to you with another edition of the Microdose. Microdose number 6, straight into your ear. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for checking us out on the RSS feed. And if you are checking us out, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to make a comment. Be nice to hear from you guys. We don't even talk when you need money. Do you know how that makes me feel? Anyway, some scheduling complications for the next couple weeks for old Kush Hayes here. The day this drops, I will just be across the bridge in Oakland, but we'll be working a motocross rally. I don't know. First time I've ever been a part of something like this. I imagine it's going to be much different from the National Hot Rod Association. We'll keep you informed as that goes along. And then from there, Super Bowl Sunday, I wish I could tell you I was going to Miami to watch the boys take on the Chiefs from Kansas City. But I will be on my way to Phoenix, Arizona, handling a big conference out there for a week, which means there'll be no movie reviews. Definitely next week. This week, probably not. I'm just short on time, short on patience, and everything else. Should have no problem getting a microdose out to you. And of course, there will be a Kush Hayes show that I've learned in my schedule. Actually, I have plenty of time to work on. So, Wi-Fi issues may be a concern, but we'll figure that out too. This week's movie will be Sonic the Hedgehog. You're going to hear from the man who plays Sonic himself. I don't have his name in front of me. You're going to hear from Tim Miller again, executive producer. We're going to hear from the director, name not in front of me, and James Marsden. Looking forward to hearing what that guy has to say about Sonic the Hedgehog. Coming out February 14th because Sonic is for lovers. Kush, you're recording this early. You don't have a movie for us. What the hell are you bothering us with? Oh, as a fan of podcasts, I've been listening to the How Did This Get Made show through Earwolf. Ironically, since its inception, it's the only podcast I've ever listened to from day one. I've never missed an episode, although I kind of sit out on their mini-sodes now. I'm short on time, and I gotta book accordingly. Out of 200 plus shows that they've done, many of them live, they've been out to the Bay Area a few times, and I just couldn't get out to them. It was either time or money, or those tickets used to go real quick. That not the case this time. I was able to see How Did This Get Made, featuring Paul Scheer, June Diane Raphael, and Jason Mantzoukas, former voice on the Kush Hayes show. They came to the Masonic Theater in San Francisco, and we discussed a movie called Holy Matrimony. I barely remember this being a thing. Disney would like us to wish this was not a thing. It came and went. When I remember the trailers for it, it looked awful. And when I saw it finally for the first time leading up to this show, it was worse. Bold concern is the very first frame, the very first title card you see says, a Leonard Nimoy film. And then we go into the movie, and it's roughly about 6 minutes before we get to the title card of the movie, as well as, stars and producers, and again, directed by Leonard Nimoy. It's a long 90 minutes, it's not well paced. There's some weird edits. I can't understand what they are, but they were brought up during the show as well. There's a quote-unquote topless scene, heavy air quotes, because the actress and the character are supposed to be topless, but obviously we wouldn't see anything. And of course, there's a 12-year-old Joseph Gordon-Levitt involved in this scene, so things get a little awkward about what's morally right and what's good and what's important for the movie, and, whatever. The hour and 28 minutes I spent on this movie, again, not a fun pace, not a fun movie. It's kind of being resentful going into this show. I was just like, I don't know how they're gonna make this funny. I wish we were just talking about Highlander 2 again, because I could talk about that fucking thing for hours, days, maybe even. But of course, they've already done the Highlander 2, so why would they do it a second time? Some funny things to note about Holy Matrimony. Hollywood Pictures had such little faith in it that they just released it and pulled it, and then never bothered telling director Leonard Nimoy, who would find out about its release in an interview, where he just happened to casually mention that he has a movie coming out, and they went, "Oh, that movie already came out." Could not imagine him being more disappointed or confused at the same time. There's no video footage of this. This is just from the IMDb, and there's a sad detail to read. Got to the theater, heavy police presence. I mean, that has to be something involved with the building, like some sort of stipulation, like you have to pay for all these SFPD officers. Capacity crowd. That doesn't mean it was sold out, but it was a very full show. I had extended floor seats. I wasn't in the center, I was just off to the side, and I had fourth row, and while the guy in front of me wasn't taller than me, he was tall enough to impair my view. The people on both sides of me were very nice, but I was just off from the aisle, and the seats were just bunched up together, and it's just like, I'm a giant, and I can't pull my knees back enough, I can't stand up and make more room for you, you're just, damn it. So, the first chance I got, I ran to go get a drink, and then as I was returning to my seat, I saw that in the back, not only is it all the way up, it's the 10th row, but it's a better view. There's absolutely no one around because no one bought those tickets. I asked a gentleman dressed all in black if it was okay if maybe I just sit here despite having a ticket in the 4th row. He declared he did not work there, however he just did keep pacing back and forth behind me. I thought was weird. Clearly involved in the actual show, or undercover security guy, I don't know. No one bothered me in my seat. I had a great comfortable stool to sit on. I had a table. I was enjoying my bourbon, which the Masonic overcharges by a lot. I was thankful to see Mr. Paul Scheer. He would do push-ups as the opening credits of the show ran. Miss June Diane, looking very beautiful. Jason Mantzoukas, funny as ever. Great to see him. He seemed to be making the best of what was a horrible movie. And I gotta give them credit where it's due. I did not know how you could make talking about this movie fun. They managed to do it. They didn't bother sticking to the format of the movie where they went from beginning to the end. They just talked about what bothered them the most in that order of what bothered them the most. It's a thing I wish we could have done on Kush and Kai, but for whatever reason, just we needed to go through the movie linearly. And maybe that dragged a couple episodes down. Great time with the show, great crowd. If you know anything about how did this get made, when Paul Scheer isn't running around the venue collecting questions from people, don't ever grab his mic. He will open up the stage to let people sing a song for a segment they call Second Opinions. Sometimes they just get one person, sometimes they get like 12 people. In this case, they only got 2. The young woman who was sitting in front of me was just like, at first she was kind of hesitant to do it, and then I was just like, "Run, girl, he ain't gonna see you." And sure enough, she just started marching with purpose. And Mantzoukas called her out. He's like, "Oh, look at this one. We got one coming straight to the stage here." Props to both of them. I couldn't have done it. I would have froze. Assuming I even would have came up with anything funny to sing, I would have froze. So props to them for doing it. Overall, it's a great show. It's a reminder of why I listen to their podcast. I never miss an episode. I keep all the best ones that I love. I think I've got maybe close to 75 in my collection. And again, that's out of 200 plus that they've done. I'm a bigger fan of the live events now than I was before. I love the way they interact with the audience. I love the way they feed off the audience. I love the way the audience gets into them. There are several times the crowd I was with where Miss June Diane would mention something and the chick in front would be freaking out like, "Yes, I was talking about this the whole time." You know, hands in the air, like reaching to God, because she just saw something. The two of them shared something so ludicrous. through this movie. I would not recommend seeing Holy Matrimony. It is currently available on Amazon Prime in the United States for free if you do need to see it. I don't know when this episode is dropping for How Did This Get Made. If you're a fan of theirs, I absolutely recommend go see them live. My ticket was only $40 plus convenience fees. They were still selling tickets for $50 the day of the show, so maybe that was just San Francisco post-holidays. I would absolutely go to another show, the next one they announce in the city. Hopefully that will be sooner than later. And again, I'd recommend you guys check it out. Definitely bring friends. I think I would have had a better time if I had come in a group. But to be honest, I would have had no idea that many people in the city were not only listening to How Did This Get Made, but actually decided to get up from their chairs, jump on a bus, jump in an Uber, go downtown, walk up a hill, and stand in line to see a podcast live. Did not know that community existed out here, but now I do. It's exciting. Folks, we're less than 1 month away from the Unnamed Footage Festival coming back to San Francisco, this year 4 days long. First night's February 27th, the Artists Television Access venue. February 20th, you can go to the Little Roxy down in the Mission District of San Francisco. And of course, back to the original pavilion. February 29th, March 1st at the Balboa Theater where it all started. The Unnamed Footage Festival, it's its third incarnation. If you're a fan of found footage, if you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of voyeuristic cinema, then the Unnamed Footage Festival is for you. Tickets are available at unnamedfootagefestival.com, and they should be releasing their lineup any day now. We'll have more of that as it comes in. I'm just a fan. I will be there for sure, at least at the Balboa Theater. I hope to see you there if you're in San Francisco. These guys have a lot of fun. They do a lot of hard work on this. The Unnamed Footage Festival, less than a month away. Folks, thanks for making Adventures in Heels the #1 show on the Bosley Network. Hope you're looking forward to episode 2 dropping Monday, February 3rd. And that's going to be about how to know what you don't know. You're going to learn some life lessons. You're going to learn about what insurance is all about. You're going to learn how to make a cocktail that tastes pretty great with champagne. You're going to hear all that from Amanda Thomas and her husband Herschel Elkins, and that's available exclusively through the Bosley Network. You can subscribe iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, where most major podcasts are streamed. Big thanks for this episode goes out to a man named Kevin SLP. You can find him on Twitter at KDOGGKev. He provided the graphic that he gave to How Did This Get Made. I kindly asked if I could borrow it for this show. He was very positive about it. I thank you, my fellow redheaded friend. And then, of course, dropping February 6th, the Kush Hayes Show, episode 39, talking Sonic the Hedgehog. You're going to love it. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for tuning in, checking us out. Thank you for telling a friend. Thank you all the way out there in Belgium. We see you. Give us a comment. Give us a review. Until next time, folks, I've been Kush Hayes. You've been you. I'm so loco. Let's close the microdose.
The Kush Hayes Show. The Kush Hayes Show.
Microdose.
Life is so short.
From thebosley.net.
Welcome to the Adventures in Heels podcast.
Adventures in Heels.
I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Hosted by Amanda Thomas.
I've been a business owner for 5 years. I'm going to be really vulnerable with you guys on every episode.
Curated specifically for savvy women with impeccable taste who want to have it all while owning their own business at the same time.
Was I ready? No. Was I scared to death? Yes. But it's the best decision I ever made.
Adventures in Heels. New episodes available every other Monday.
No one else is going to do what you do.
Available iTunes, Stitcher, and where major podcasts are streamed.
Follow your dreams.
Adventures in Heels. Hosted by Amanda Thomas. Mondays, twice a month on thebosley.net.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
thebosley.net.
Sit, Bosley, sit.
Just damn it.